Hey y'all, what's going on? Happy Thursday, happy Thursday. Hope you all having a great Thursday. I myself having a great Thursday. Today is my weekend, and so it is my Saturday, and I'm here to give you audio listening and comment review sessions of the book. Now, depends how many people comes on. I'll give you a little special thing. If enough people comes on and y'all want to see my face, you can say see my face, and I would show my face, and then you see my reaction face live. Otherwise, I would stay behind the camera and stay with audio because it'll just get on camera and nobody's around. So feel free to say, hey, welcome. Any new people are welcome. Welcome to the Mizzle 14 channel. I like to have a good time. I enjoy myself. I do book reviews. I do show reviews. And sometimes politicals and social events and current and celebrity news as well. So come in, enjoy, subscribe to the channel, and join my Discord. My Discord is down. The link is down in the description box. You can click on that and join the Discord. We do watch alongs over there. After this live, we will be watching the Traders episode and the Married to Menace, the latest episodes. So come through there and watch it with me. And let's get into it. All right, so I had missed last week. So what I did a book review week 3 this past Sunday, and then I'm doing week 4 today. Because I was gonna do something else, but I said, you know what? Let me just do this one today. So I'll do week 4, and I think on Sunday we'll do week 5. So we will catch up and get this book going. Sorry about last week. I don't know what happened when it was a snowing day. Maybe I shouldn't have done it on that snowing day. Like an hour and a half of the video was recorded, but the latest 15 minutes of the episode of the recording, if you watched the last week, it was mute. You couldn't hear nothing because there was something going on with the internet connection. So I will start from when that ended, when it went mute, so we could come from there and get my commentary. Because I was making commentary and everything on that little section, on that whole chapter. But it is what it is. So, hey, let me do my little quick intro. Never mind, that's not the one. Hey, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamond in the sky. What's up? You see it? Hey, what's going on? That. All right, let's get to the video audio. Let's continue on.
It took me a few seconds to figure out how to turn the music down. Once I did, I turned to him because we were in traffic. Where are we going? Did you have Jeffy set this date up for us? Nah, I planned it. I screwed my face up. If I call her right now, she gonna tell you the same thing. His phone rang, and I sat back while grinning like a fool because he planned a date for me. Menace was busy, and Jeffy and Green ran his entire life for him. If he took time to plan a date for me, what did that mean? The fuck you mean that nigga is missing? How the fuck does one go missing, Ryan? He questioned in this manic tone. His veins bulged in his hand and forearm with how tight he was holding the stick shift. This wasn't the first time I heard him bringing up Ryan's name. Every time I heard his name when Menace and Duke were talking, it sounded like he was on thin ice. His tone and how tense his body had become told me that the ice had chipped and Ryan had better run. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, right. Oh, now I understand. I'm not using my gun when I shoot you. I'm gonna make you swallow each bullet before I reload and then empty my shit in you, bitch. He removed the phone from his mouth and screamed into the phone.
Gosh, what happened there? He got so upset and angry. Gosh.
I moved closer to the door in case this man forgot that I was his soon-to-be wife and decided to crash out on me next. He turned the music up, and the nice atmosphere and vibe that we had going was ruined. His thoughts were so loud I felt like I could hear them. When traffic cleared, we were back on our way in silence. As we sped across the bridge into Jersey, I looked down at the message from Cornell. I wished he would leave me alone. He didn't even really care about being sorry. He was nervous I would expose him. If he knew me, he would have known I was the last person that would ever expose someone. My eyes grew heavy as Menace whipped in and out of traffic, so I leaned my head back and took a quick nap. It wasn't like he was speaking anyway, and the nap would help with the tension in this car. I wanted to add another requirement and decided against it because I read the room. Skylar would be proud of me for actually following her advice and reading the room. The car door slamming caused me to jump out of my sleep. Once my eyes adjusted to the light, my heart left my body, and it was my soul looking around at my surroundings. Tears accumulated in my eyes as I started to panic and look for anything, something. Fuck Stevie. He's going to kill you because of whatever Ryan said to him. God, Jesus, Shamu, someone please help me. I started to hyperventilate and check the mirrors. He was going off on his security, and they stood there allowing him to go off while Duke stood to the side and watched. I noticed most rules didn't apply to Duke. He was his security, but he seemed like family and a friend at the same time. While they were preoccupied, I unlocked the door and tried to open the door. I couldn't figure the stupid shit out and was trying to remember how he had opened it. Jesus, if you let me out of this, I promise I won't steal grapes anymore. As if he...
You couldn't like this is your problems. You will still great to let you out. But whatever you at, girl, it got you freaking out, huh?
He knew I was telling the truth. I heard a click, and the door started to raise. Soon as I had enough clearance not to knock my head on the door, I hopped out the car and held my dress as I ran on the gravel toward somewhere. I didn't know where the hell I was going, but it wasn't going to be in one of these damn grave sites.
Girl, you better run out of there. Yeah, whole ass. But he took you to a grave site? He took it to the cemetery? Ew, what kind of date? That's not a good date night. You don't take me to no cemetery. What's up with that? I understand why she hold out of there. You better run, girl, run like a track star.
Wonder, where the fuck? I heard Menace's voice and continued running, wishing that I had truly worked out more. You never know how much working out was important until you're sprinting in a pair of Tory Burch sandals in a maxi dress while clutching your purse in the hem of your dress. I felt a hand on my shoulder and I screamed. No! Help! Please, no! I screamed, giving up on my trek toward Narnia. I was flinging my purse and arms around while crying because as much as I missed my mama, a bitch didn't want to go with her right now. Wonder, what the fuck are you doing? I opened my eyes and noticed it was Menace, without a shirt on and his chest heaving up and down. Why do you want to kill me? Dog, I ain't have shit to do with whatever Ryan did. That should be a requirement. You cannot kill me, please. He stared down at me and started laughing while I was baring my entire soul to him. Why do you think I'm going to kill you, baby? If I wasn't so upset that he was going to kill me, then laughed about my fear, I probably would have swooned at him calling me baby. Except I was upset that he thought my pain was hilarious. Do I amuse you, Mitchell? Am I a fucking... God, give me a second. I held my hand up and rested my hands on my...
Who is Mitchell? Damn, she is so deliberate. She called her wrong name, just like he be calling her Wonder. She calling her Mitchell. What's going on? Do I do I abuse you, Mitchell?
On my knees because I felt the vomit tickle the back of my throat. Why in the fuck would you jog without stretching? My head shot up and I looked at him.
Boy, that's what you're concerned of? You want me? You said, why the hell I jog without stretching? Boy, you need to get out that workout mindset. I said, I don't need to stretch if I'm running for my life. Child, this lady was just fine. I out of here.
I was running, Mitchell. Why the fuck do you keep calling me Mitchell? 'Cause I don't know your name and I'm being serious right now. I turned around and spit, feeling the vomit wanting to come because I had decided to run today. Once I was able to get my breathing under control and knock the vomit back down, I stood up and looked at him. Why are we here if you're not trying to kill me? When I looked behind Menace, His security and Duke were laughing at me. This is our date. You took me to a fucking cemetery for a date? Maybe you should have let Jeffy or Green plan something, because what is this? He grabbed my hand, and we walked back over to security as they laughed at their phones. It's not funny. Mrs. C, you were running like someone in a scary movie. Shit was hilarious.
Ah! Help me! Help me! Ah! Damn, why gonna be one like somebody in a scary movie? What the hell? You took me to a cemetery and you were screaming on the phone like you gonna kill somebody and shoot somebody, and then I'm up here in the thing. I'm waking up. I'm in a cemetery, not even knowing that this is a date night. What the hell are you bringing me to a cemetery for a date night? I said, first of all, if you wanted to see some sentimental value, you want me to see somebody that passed away and everything, we could do that on like a regular day. But that's not a date night. And don't bring no food or nothing when I'm eating in a cemetery, because that's not gonna mix. I love to eat and I don't want to see my food associated with no cemetery. So I don't know what some of this date night idea that Menace going, but you were definitely a Menace, and you thought this was a cute idea. Or whatever.
I am not Mrs. C. We don't even know if I will make it out of this cemetery alive. I looked at them through squinted eyes. Menace put his shirt back on, and that's when I noticed his gun tucked in the back. He always carries a gun with him, Duke explained when he saw my eyes widen as I said prayers. He removed the gun and handed it over to Duke, grabbing my hand and pulling me behind him. For a man I thought was going to kill me, I felt safe while holding his hand. We walked through the cemetery, past all the dead people that I may or may not be joining. He stopped when we got to a mausoleum with a crest on it. I told you I was taking you on a date. To a fucking cemetery? What in the fuck, Mitchell? My fucking name ain't Mitchell, Wanda. I paused. My name ain't no fucking Wanda. He used his key and opened it, and that's when I backed away. We're having lunch with my folks. Menace, are you all right?
Well, are you all right? Are you okay? Do you need to call a doctor? Lunch with your folks? What kind of lunch is this? Not in a cemetery. Oh no, no ma'am, no ham, no bacon and cheese. Please get me out of here because I cannot do this. Lunch in a It's not a cute. I know it's something means value to you, but what the hell?
He stopped messing with the lock and looked at me. Yeah, the fuck you asked that for? 'Cause you took me on our first date to meet your dead parents. I mean, I get it. I would love to schedule some time for you to meet my mom, but she's fucking dead and in the ground. You want to meet them or not? He was serious as hell, and I was now thinking back to hearing Skylar talk about how odd he was. Maybe that was why she was skeptical in the first place. This man took me on a first date to meet his dead parents in a mausoleum. I leaned on him as I peered on the inside, and he had it all set up with candles and takeout bags on a blanket. Honestly, it wasn't as creepy as I thought it was. Mitchell, this is strange.
She keep calling him Mitchell. Mitchell, what's up with this? Come on, tell your name, or just call him Menace. Shoot.
Yeah, get your ass inside, he replied and slapped my ass. I jumped and smiled.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, don't get all frisky with me. I know that's a Mizzle. You true. You off trip. Yes. Oh, your forcefulness, smacking booty and everything. Tell me get inside. I go, okay, yeah, we can do it.
smiled on the inside. Why did his touch send a damn jolt of electricity through my entire body? Menace helped me onto the floor as he removed his shoes to avoid creasing them and sat across from me. Do you visit here often? When I get the time. I haven't been in a few months. I nodded and looked around the inside, and there were pictures of him and who I assumed was his parents. There were family portraits with his siblings, trips of them skiing in Aspen, and so many more pictures. I read the law degree on the wall that said Zoya Caselli and smiled. Wow, this feels really special. Now, all of a sudden, I felt bad for overreacting the way that I did. He was showing me a piece of him so I could understand him better. Menace.
I mean, at least give me a heads up that we're going to the cemetery for a date, child. But then again, maybe you'd be contesting. Because I would be like, why? He probably wouldn't answer all that question. But still. But I understand he's showing a piece of him that he wanted to show. It is very sentimental for him. But oh baby, let us not eat there. We could look at the videos, look at the pictures, look at the grave, pay our respects. Can we eat somewhere else, please? Please, can we do that?
Menace wasn't a man of many words, so I assumed this was his requirement. He wanted me to know him. It was him showing me that this wasn't a business arrangement to him. It is. When Cora and Zoya were both sworn in, I made sure to bring their pictures here. They're proud. How you know? I shrugged. I just have a feeling that they are. The burden of the oldest sibling isn't the easiest to carry. Ain't you the only child? I folded my arms. How the hell you know that? I know everything, Wonder. He grabbed a bag of food and opened it while he continued to take everything out. Well, just because I don't have any doesn't mean I don't know the burden of being everything to someone. Were you young when you lost your parents? A teen. I'm sorry. He nodded, letting me know he appreciated my apologies. I watched as he looked through the containers and then over at me. I'm about to put somebody in a fucking grave because why they put the fucking barbecue sauce on my fucking chicken? He was disgusted as he held the plastic bowl in his hand.
Menace is really angry. Listen. We all know he don't like sauce touching his food. That's where he gets spaghetti. If he orders spaghetti, he likes the spaghetti and the sauce on the side. So we knew that. But boy, do not order barbecue chicken if you don't want the barbecue or the chicken. It's called barbecue chicken for a reason. You could have said you want some fried chicken or something and a barbecue sauce on the side. That way it will not touch. But when you go to order barbecue chicken, that's what it is. They're going to put barbecue sauce on the damn chicken. Next time, a little bit more specific how you want your food. To say, okay, you order some chicken, regular chicken, have barbecue sauce on the side. That's what you can say. Oh, baby, it's so funny.
His hand. What kind of chicken did you order? I scooted closer to him and took the container from him. Barbecue chicken. I stopped and had to run the conversation back in my head so I didn't sound stupid. Maybe I missed something in the conversation. You wanted barbecue chicken, no? Yeah. Mitchell, they gave you what you asked for. I shook the container with the chicken in it, and he looked at me like I was the one talking foolish. I don't eat sauce on my food, Wonder. Don't like that shit. I'd rather eat the chicken with the sauce on the side. While he continued to look through the bag to make sure everything was good, I opened the chicken and looked at the goodness. The smell alone had my mouth watering as I looked at him. It wouldn't be so bad to try a piece. Nah. I used the plastic fork and knife and cut into the chicken, taking a bite. Yum! It's so good. Wow, so moist. He watched me as I continued to make the chicken sound way more appealing than it was. I'm not 3, and you're not about to trick me to try something I don't like. How do you not like it when you wanted the same thing, only with the sauce on the side? Why do you eat the way that you do? Why do you talk to yourself?
Oh, oh boy, that's a clapback. Oh, nobody asked you to clap back like that. That was a quick old clapback. Ooh, Jill. He was quick with it. He is quick with it. He could be a housewife. Boy, shut up. And if I do talk to myself, and what? Ew. Nobody asked you to read me like that. I just asked you a simple question.
I cut into the chicken and popped a piece into my mouth. I'm an only child, so I spent a lot of time alone. What about Skylar? She didn't always live in New York. We only saw each other during the holidays or funerals. My mother didn't come around my father's family as much when they divorced. There was a time when all I remember was my parents screaming at each other. I couldn't recall one conversation when they didn't scream or tell each other they hated one another. It always ended with the door slamming and my mother crying because she was so tired and frustrated with my father. My mother enrolled me in art classes at our local community center when she and my father divorced. I guess she thought it was a distraction from all the mess that went on in our home. Is that why you do nails? I smiled. You sure know a lot about me. You're living under the same roof as me. I have to know a lot about you. I looked down at my food. I do nails because they pay the bills. It's a way to express my art while making money. Being an artist doesn't pay the bills, so I paint to escape. I haven't seen you paint. In your home? I already drive Skylar crazy with my paint. I don't even want to set you off. I draw on Skylar's iPad. She brought it when she came to visit me. I know she wants it back, but I've been complaining about it being boring, so she's letting me rock out with it. I snickered. I have OCD and ADHD, he revealed and watched me as our eyes both met. I obsessively count when I'm stressed or anxious. Shit always has to have an order with me. It's something I can control. I have ADHD. I know. Laughing, I gasped, acting like I was offended. Did you look up my medical conditions or something? Nah, I could tell. His phone rang, and he looked at it before excusing himself, leaving me alone in here with his parents. I looked around and took in everything inside here. As creeped out as I was before, this felt like love. Menace brought me to his comfort, somewhere not many people probably visited, and I felt honored that he showed me this. Scared at first, but very honored.
14. Menace. Jeffy, I don't give a fuck what he called you crying about. When my eyes land on that man, I'm handling my business. I'm feeling like he knew about the shit that went on, and I'm never wrong. Understandable. Ryan has been with us for so long, I would hate to even think, which is why you handle everything else but that side of things. Too much shit hasn't been adding up, and I purposely told Beans to let that nigga handle transport. I know for a fact if Beans would have handled it, none of this would have happened. She sighed. Well, how was the date? Where did you end up taking her? Cemetery. We're having lunch in my parents' mausoleum. The line grew quiet. Maverick, I'm waiting for you to laugh. I paced around the tombstone as I held the phone to my ear. Ain't shit funny. My parents being dead is funny to you, Jefferina?
No, it's not being funny. But boy, why are you not understanding that a cemetery for a date is not a cute idea? Especially on a first date. I just noticed you like anybody would think that you trying to unalive me. Like, but a scary movie. This is some crazy shit. F out of here.
Now you know that's not what I mean. Why would you take her there? Cora told me she gave you some advice. All you both do is talk about me. I'm so worried. He's gonna die lonely. He's too handsome, rich, funny, smart, and got a fire-ass dick game to be lonely. Maverick, you...
Okay, then we need all that. And you can have all that and still be whack. So calm down.
Rick, you know damn well we never said no shit like that. Jeffy laughed into the phone. Well, what did she think about it? She tried to run because she thought I was going to kill her. Can't say that I blame her, Maverick. Is the date at least going well? Cora told me that you went and bought her a bunch of Legos. That was very nice of you. Cora sure runs her mouth, huh? It's been a minute, and I had to put her on to everything going on with me. She sent me flowers this morning. I love her so much. You good? Yes, I have my days. I'll be back to the house tomorrow. I just needed some time to decompress and unwind. Since Bali, we didn't get to do as much relaxing. Cole wants to take me away with him. Says I need a true breath. He's not wrong. Real life happened to the both of you. Stop trying to rush back to work and rest. Toko's been handling shit. Other than her walking around with booty shorts on, she been straight. She fucking beans Jeffy? Jeffy had a miscarriage, and it was some shit I never experienced before. She had always been my rock, the one that keeps me going no matter what. Witnessing her break down and hold on to me while she was hurting fucked me up. Cora had some business in the country not too far away, so he was able to hop on a flight and be there in a few hours. Work helps me feel centered, Maverick. I don't like sitting around and feeling helpless about this. And her name is Green, Maverick. You call that girl everything but her actual name. I don't think so. I do know he has a crush on her, and she might have one on him. Anyway, you need to talk to her about the air. Don't keep her in the dark. She reminded me, and I looked at the phone. Don't you think about hanging up on... I ended the call and slipped my phone back into my pocket.
Damn. He ended that real quick. Boy, bye. Yeah, don't you think edit click? Oh, man, it's you too much.
Going back inside, slipping my sneakers off, I sat back down and watched as she was on her phone. Who was Tony? Wonder lifted her eyes up from her screen and stared at me. An ex-boyfriend. Why you look like that every time his name is mentioned? She shrugged me off. I don't look like anything. He's an old boyfriend. That's all. Not lying is another requirement. I watched as she put her phone down. He's an ex-boyfriend. We dated and then we broke up. He left a bad taste in my mouth. Is he the reason you're a virgin? Can a girl just want to be a virgin? Why does it have to be because of some boy? Her face told me that my suspicions were right. Yeah, he's the reason.
No, he's the reason, yes. He's the reason because he was trying to take it with his brother. They were trying to tag team it. And then when the mother came in, she blamed her. That she was being too fast, not knowing her sons, or at least her son, were trying to essay the girl.
Reason. She put her phone down. He is not. You don't even believe the shit coming from your mouth. I watched as she looked down at her phone, rubbing the back of it, before she looked at me. Is this a safe place? It's always a safe place, wifey. No, wifey, please. I noticed at the warehouse she didn't like it when I said it. Tell me why. She took a breath. I feel like the word is stupid. Men use it to make women feel better about not actually being married. I have a whole theory on the word. You're gonna be my wife, though. I'm not right now. Speaking of that, when is that supposed to happen? I snorted. Do you need to fit me in your schedule? Actually, yes. She smiled at me. I waved my hand in her face. Wonder, We're getting off topic. This is a safe place. Proceed. She looked back down at her phone before looking into my eyes. I watched as she shifted in place and then told me the story of what happened with this soon-to-be dead nigga, Tony. As she told me, I watched as she swiped away a tear that fell down her cheek. I didn't move from my place because I was upset, mad that someone would take advantage of her, and she was in front of me placing blame on herself. She trusted him, and he took advantage of her, and then brought his brother in on the deal. I couldn't imagine how long she had been holding this in, and then her friend knew this and offered her up like she was a fucking free meal. Okay. What does that mean? I reached over and wiped her tear. It means that I don't have the right words right now, but I see and hear you. I hate that that happened to you. And I hate that you blame yourself because you weren't to blame, Wonder. You trusted the wrong bitch, and he took advantage of you. Yeah. She looked at the food. Are you not going to eat anything? Nah. Just as quickly as she had tears, she had this cute fucking smile on her face. Try the chicken for me, please. I don't eat that shit. You do eat it, Mitchell. Just a different way. Try something different. You may like it. She coached as she got closer to me. I watched as she cut into the chicken and put it on her fork. I don't want this shit, Wonder. Requirement. You have to try new things, even if you don't like it. At least you tried it and can say that you did it. Hurry this shit up, Wonder. She brought the fork to my mouth, and I tasted the chicken, wanting to throw up. Don't you spit it out, Mitchell. I stared at her, and she laughed. Chew it. I fucking refused because I felt like I was eating wet fucking chicken. I'm about to spit this shit out. She reached her little hands up and put them on my face, smushing them so I could chew them. Usually some shit like that would have set me the fuck off, and it didn't. Her sweet scent, like warm pistachio and vanilla, calmed me. While holding the food in my cheeks, I took her wrist and smelled it while looking in her eyes. My name is Maverick, Wonder. She smiled. Thank you for finally telling me. Chew the food now and stop smelling my wrist. You smell good, Wonder. Chew the food. I kissed her wrist and she blushed so hard I was sure she was about to float away. Maverick, chew the food. I told you my name. Doesn't mean you need to start using it. She smirked. I'm going to be your wife, no? I think I should have the privilege of calling you by your actual name. She reached for the napkin and handed it to me. Don't make me do that shit again. I watched as she looked at me.
All that time, he ain't chew that food yet. He don't want no sauce in his food, so he ain't choosing Jack. Oh, Jill. That's funny.
I promise I won't. You tried it and didn't like it. We'll just become a household that dips our barbecue chicken. I tossed the napkin into the bag and kissed her wrist again, and she looked away. Why are you looking away from me? You make me nervous. Why? I haven't figured that out yet. Fill you in when I find out? The conversation I had with Jeffy popped in my head and I silently groaned, knowing she needed to know. Look forward to the debriefing. Is this going to be a big wedding? Do I need to go on some starvation diet to lose weight? Like, fill me in, because no one has said anything. Oh, and I need to go get clothes for my place. Wonder, you better not lose no fucking weight. She fixed the straps on her dress as I took in her full.
Ooh! Oh! Oh, you like the thick ones? Well, yeah, he does like the thickness. He like the thickness that curves the woman. But he just tell her, you better not lose no motherfucking weight. I said, man, if she wanted to lose weight because herself, they let her lose weight because she wanted to. Not to please you. But okay, whatever.
Breast. They sat up on her chest without any bra, and I couldn't keep my eyes off them. When I watched her from the doorway before making my presence known, I watched as she pinched the rolls and bickered with herself. Wendell didn't give me insecure, but there were things about herself that I could tell that bothered her. If she only knew how fucking sexy I thought those imperfections were when staring at her. That dress on her, as flowy as it was, I could still see her curves, her cute stubby toes that she had folded in front of me. All of that shit was beautiful to me. Well, the dress surely can't be backless. Like she put her damn hands on my face. I put mine around her and squeezed the rolls and she snorted. These are perfect, actually. I flipped her ass over my shoulder and bit a roll while she screamed out in laughter. Maverick, please stop. She begged while I tickled her and bit the second one while she heaved. trying to catch her breath. When I finally released her, she pulled my beard and fixed her dress. That was uncalled for. I stood up, putting my sneakers on and held my hand out. Requirement? We sure have a lot of requirements and didn't make it down the aisle yet. Wonder stared up at me, then started to clean up our area. Security gonna clean it and lock up. I grabbed her hand as she allowed me to pull her until she was in front of me. Can we get milkshakes? Yeah. She skipped to the car as I trailed behind her, happy that I didn't have to run behind her ass. As I watched her, I shook my head because this shit couldn't be happening to me. The feeling in my chest was telling me otherwise.
Ooh, he's trying to like her. Ooh, he like her, girl. He like her.
Wonder turned back around and looked at me. Can I drive? Fuck no, Wonder. Car too powerful for you. She rolled her eyes. Is it because I'm a woman, Maverick? Dude chuckled, knowing that I had told him my real name. Not too many people knew my real name, and I preferred it that way. Fuck you laughing at? He smirked. Nothing, boss. Nothing at all. I held the door open for Wonder, and she slipped in before I walked around the car, looking back at my parents' final resting place. I just knew this had my mom's written all over it. With all the shit I had going on, quiet hour was important for me. I needed to sit and read the stack of newspapers that I hadn't got the chance to read. As I flipped through the pages, I thought about how Wendell's father and his chick were now missing in action. I knew Ryan had something to do with the shit because a lot of things had been slipping through the cracks with him. How did you let a nigga steal that much money without knowing it? Not knowing what was being booked off the app that we had for Case House. Menace Caselli didn't believe in coincidences. Shit happened for a reason, and me and Ryan were going to have a talk. Until then, I was enjoying being in my office now that all those damn Legos were removed. I flipped the page and enjoyed the stillness during my quiet hour. Stevie was somewhere focused on tackling one of the Lego sets. We had breakfast together this morning, and I needed a minute from her. Lupita made her a full spread of breakfast, and I watched this girl slather jelly onto her fucking eggs and then layer them onto the toast that had butter on it, and then take a bite. If that wasn't enough, she didn't wait to finish chewing before she washed it down with orange juice, which meant she had all those flavors and juice mixed in her mouth as she continued to chew and swallow the shit down. I sat the newspaper down for a second to take a breath. Stevie was sent to kill me, and I was starting to think this shit was a scheme cooked up by Todd. Why the fuck does such a beautiful woman have to eat that way? As I sipped my smoothie and waited for my toast and eggs, I watched as she listened to her videos out loud while laughing. Her feet were tucked up under her, and she was still in her pajamas with her hair matted to her head. Even with me staring her down, she had this peace about her, a peace that I wished I could have for myself. While I thought this was chaotic and it stressed the fuck out of me, Stevie was just existing. This was who she was. She wasn't going to change for nobody. As if she knew I was thinking about her ass, she came into my office. Hey, Mavi. Hi, Wanda. She put her hand on her thick hip. Fuck. Why the fuck does she have to look so good in those leggings and cropped shirt? My name isn't fucking Wanda, Maverick. Then stop calling me Mavi. I refuse. Okay, Wanda. I let you slide with Wonder. I refuse to be Wanda.
Listen, okay. Stop calling me Wanda. All right? You can call me Wanda, but I'll be coming to Wanda. Like, listen, nah.
I chuckled, picked up the newspaper, and continued to read about the state of our world. The damn world was a fucking mess, and white men thought their focus should be on a nap and women's rights, as if they didn't come busting out their fat mama's pussy into the world. It always killed me how men could never put women first when we needed them. Without them, none of us would fucking exist. I was that nigga and ran shit. However, shit didn't run without that little iPad-obsessed woman. It was the reason I wanted women to work for me. I'm a little stuck on my current piece. More than stuck. I cannot figure out one piece. She plopped into one of the chairs. The hairdryer in my room doesn't work either. I tried everything and it will not work. I don't know where she pulled a small bag of chips from, but the noise of her rattling that damn bag sounded like drums being hit. She popped the chip into her mouth as I continued to focus on this article that was pretty fucking interesting. I want to start getting up and swimming inside the inside pool. Why didn't you tell me that you had an inside pool, Mavi? Is it heated? And do you know how to swim? I had read the same sentence 6 times because her talking was throwing me off. Lupita is going on a date tonight, so I was thinking I can make us dinner. What are you in the mood for? I can go to the grocery store and I won't steal. Shut the fuck up, Wonder. I barked, startling.
Damn! Damn, I shut the F up. Excuse me, I'll try to have a conversation with you. But if you want to be alone, just say you want to be alone. Gosh.
Startling her. Goddamn, it's quiet out when you just fucking yapping, not even saying nothing. I continued. She looked at me, and I could see how hurt she was. Noted. I watched as she stood up and turned to leave the room as quickly as she came, tossing the newspaper across the room. I fucking groaned. Fuck. I hit the intercom button. What up, boss? Pull the truck around. I've got some shit to handle, I told him. Bet. Checking my watch, I had about 20 minutes left of quiet hour. I didn't give a fuck that I had time left. I was more concerned with Stevie and what I had said to her. Yellow came into my office with my water and nuts. An hour's over that quick? She whispered. Nah, she already knew I didn't want any conversation, so I left the room to head to the truck. I needed to go to the only gym outside of mine that I frequented to blow off some steam. Nothing felt as good as beating the fuck out of somebody and then shaking hands at the end of it. When I bypassed the kitchen, Stevie wasn't in the kitchen. Half of me wanted to find her and apologize, and the other half just figured to give her space.
15. Jefferina Collins. Maverick Caselli got on.
Oh, so they added a new character. I mean, we know Jeffrey is working with Maverick Caselli, Menace, but so far, out of order, this is chapter 15. The first 14 chapters was between Stevie and Menace point of view. So they added Jefferina now. Okay, let's go. What's everybody? Are y'all watching? Y'all listening?
Got on my everlasting last nerve. Even if that nerve died, he would find one just to continue getting on my nerves. Despite the nerves that I was barely holding on to, and him picking every nerve, that was my heart, my big brother, soulmate, if you let him tell it. There was no one in the world like Maverick, and the world didn't understand him. He never let anyone in long enough to truly see who he was, including his sisters and brother. They all saw him as the annoying, overly dramatic nutcase who stayed away. He was all those things, but he was also more. Maverick loved hard, and he was the kind that went out of his way to do something to make someone smile. He never wanted the credit for it either. I remember when Lupita's mother lost her home and she was crying about it to me. He overheard and had Cor look into some things. He bought her mother's home back from the bank and gifted it to her. Lupita had no clue it was Menace who set everything into motion. He forced the bank to tell her family that it was an error on their end. The man would give his entire heart if he knew it would help someone else out. He was a good man, a good person. It was because he was different that made him hard to deal with. I knew him better than I knew myself, and he had always been different. My mother would show me how to care for him, always saying he wasn't like everyone, and that was fine. Their relationship was close because she understood him. Before I stepped into my role as his assistant and unofficial handler, she was that first. My mom walked so I could run. I looked over at him as we drove through Long Island, not knowing what business we had here. Menace had his eyes closed with his hands rested on his lap. I went back to looking over my iPad and at our schedule. Mav, where are we going? I knew he wasn't sleeping. He couldn't sleep unless he was under his own roof and in his own space. Naps and Maverick Caselli didn't mix, and at times I didn't know how he handled it. Some days I found myself in a spare room getting 20 minutes because I was tired. He always kept going to see about getting some furniture. Now I was really confused because he only got custom Italian furniture. He still had pieces that he ordered over 2 years ago that hadn't made it to him yet. You don't need any furniture. You don't know what I need? I pulled up my notes and swiped through them. Actually, I do. I do know that you've been avoiding your therapist. She called me. Menace opened his eyes. Fucking snitch. Matter of fact, fire her. Therapy was something that he struggled with. This therapist wasn't weak like the others, and she didn't scare easily. As much as Menace tossed around threats, she showed up dressed to the nines in a pair of heels that one could only dream of owning.
I know that's why you got dressed to the gourds. Dress to the gourds and let that guy know, listen, I'm a therapist. You're going to listen to me. You're going to talk to me and whatever. I don't care what all that other stuff to talk about. Fire me where? Boy, bye.
Owning, ready for another session. Some days Menace would give her one-word answers, and then others he would clip his toenails on this woman's time. I had to constantly remind him that she was being paid even if he didn't speak. While he was clipping his toes and being absolutely ridiculous, she was filing her nails, allowing him to be ridiculous. Dr. Killian Hill was one of the best in her field, and the fact that Menace tolerated her told me that she was. He would toss anybody else out on their ass, but he chose to allow her to come into his home, even if he spent their time doing nothing. I was the one who forced him to see a therapist because I believed he was depressed. He would never say he was or show it, but I knew him better than anyone, and I spent so much time with him. Aside from his siblings, he didn't have any family and no love life. If you asked him, he didn't need love to fuck a bitch and send her on her way. He did need love, though. Everyone needed love, and I thought him seeing a therapist would help him with lowering those walls he had safeguarded around his heart. Trying to know Menace was like trying to find the cure for cancer. Impossible. There was only a select few who really got to know the real him. Not even Zoya and Landon really knew their brother. Cora was let in because they were closer in age and the closest. Cora respected her brother and understood what came with loving him. Landon and Zoya secretly resented him, and that was something I couldn't fix. I'm not going to fire Killian. She's great, and eventually you will open up to her, even if it has been over 6 months and you haven't said a word to her. He was ignoring me, which came with the territory and our relationship. Even when he tried to ignore me, he was listening, and eventually it would absorb into that hard head. This is where you want to get furniture from? Duke turned into the outlet mall and pulled in front of Gino's Furniture Bazaar on East Main Street in Long Island. Mav, what the fuck are we doing here? I questioned, sliding my iPad into my purse and looking at him. He looked between me and Duke before he got out. Soon as he opened the door, Duke rushed to get out behind him. Stop doing that shit, boss. Let me get the door and scope out the situation. Menace ignored him as he put a pair of dark Celine sunglasses on. Duke quickly opened the door for me, and I followed behind him into the low-end furniture store. It smelled like stale air and shipping boxes when we entered. A tall, brown-skinned man came from the back and greeted us, overly dressed for this dump of a store. How are you doing? Welcome in. Menace looked at him. I want to see your beds. He was taken back at how forward Menace was and quickly recovered. Sure, man. We have a few this way. Anything in particular that you're looking for? Something big enough. Fit 3 people. I was so confused and should have been used to this man's shenanigans. How did he even find this place? And why was he looking for a bed here? Cool. I can dig that. The salesman's response forced me to roll my eyes. He took us to a black wooden sleigh bed that had scratches all over the headboard, which told me this wouldn't hold up for years. You would be replacing this in a year, upset that you bought it in the first place. Looks comfortable. Menace rubbed his hands together and checked it out. The man, desperate for a sale, got on the bed. Nice and big for 3 people. I have some other colors in the back, and we sell mattresses too. Actually, we have a deal on them right now. Menace sat on the edge of the bed, which shocked the hell out of me. I could see he didn't want to in his face, although to someone who didn't know him, they would think he was cool. With the glasses over his eyes, I could see the crazy in his face. Before I could even ask what he was doing, he flipped over on the bed, snatched that man up, and held him in a chokehold like a UFC fighter.
Yeah, he don't like once people assume that he can't afford anything right off the bat. He respect people that understand that he's a customer, and if he asks for something, he might go afford it, not to assume that he can't do it. He can't afford it. So after the sale, I think that got him upset because it's like, how you assume that I can afford this? You think I'm going to go for a sale? All right.
Duke looked at me, and I didn't know what to say or do. What the fuck? Let me go. I can't breathe. Should be thankful that you can breathe, Tony. Why the fuck you hurt my baby? Tony, because that was his name apparently, looked at me and Duke wanting help.
Oh, this the Tony. Oh, so he actually went to the store to where that guy Tony was at. Oh, child, he tried to get. Oh, you tried to protect your woman.
Whoa, what baby? Stevie Ray. Ring a bell? Tony was trying to remember who Menace was talking about, and then I clocked the moment it registered. That weird bitch from my old high school? I haven't spoken to her in years, man. You can have her.
Why she gotta be a weird bitch? You dusty ass. The one who tried to essay her. And why she gotta be weird? She ain't weird. You wanted her and you try to take advantage of her. You lucky you wasn't nothing else happened. You could have got your ass locked up.
Don't fucking tell me what I can have, like she's yours to fucking give. He tightened his grip around Tony's neck, and he made some weird noise, letting us know that his breath was leaving his body slowly. Menace, I warned. He loosened his grip. You took advantage of her when she fucking trusted you. Got her all fucked up years later because you hurt her. I don't like when people hurt her. Maybe there was something wrong with me because it touched my heart. He cared about Stevie because he wouldn't have done this for someone he didn't care.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done that for anybody else. Exactly. I said, oh, snap, this Stevie is getting to him. Even though it wants to be a business arrangement, even though he don't want to call a business arrangement. But listen, it is a business arrangement. But listen, I can still get the perks.
Care about. On his own, he found out who this man was, found where he worked, and came to defend her honor. I looked at my watch and decided that maybe I needed to speak with my own therapist, because why was I becoming choked up over this? Core. I know Gigi not gonna respond, but miss you both. Miss Stelly too. I smiled when I saw the message in our group chat from Core. He had been busy lately with things going on within his business. Skyhor. Miss you too, Core. Skylar surprised me when she responded with a picture of her and Estella blowing a kiss. Tears welled up in my eyes as I looked at the picture. Me. Miss all 3 of you. Skyhor. Dinner at your house? Me. Yes, please. Miss Stelly. Skyhor. See you soon. It was years ago, man. We didn't mean it, and I apologized to her. Oh, really? Yeah, he stammered. Menace smirked as he continued to apply pressure to his neck. What the fuck is going on here? Another man came from the back and Duke grabbed him up, slamming his head on the dresser while he held one of his arms behind his back. Your brother finally decided to join us. You remember taking advantage of his girlfriend? The brother looked like he did whatever they accused him of doing. It was years ago, and she said we were cool, right, Tony? Yeah.
No, after you threatened her, say if she would have said something, you would have let everybody else know how easy or how the slut she was or something like that. You blackmailed her.
I'm not fucking cool with it. We're gonna make a video with you both apologizing, and I won't slam this bed on your head and cave your chest in. Menace finally released him, stood up on the bed, and stepped on that man's chest while jumping down from the bed. He looked at the brother as Duke released him and punched him in the face. And anything you want, man. We're so sorry. Menace took a seat on the edge of the bed and pointed for Tony to stand next to his brother, who was holding his nose. Go ahead and film them, Jeffy. I pulled my phone back out and looked at them as they stared at me with pleading eyes. What am I supposed to say? Menace jumped at him, and Tony nearly flinched out his skin. What am I supposed to say? He mocked. Start with your husband is a great man, and then I'll give you creative control on how you want it to go. Tony stared at me and the phone in my hand. Stevie Ray, your husband is a good man. I said, great, bitch. Great man.
Excuse me. Get the words right. I said husband is a great man. Don't be changing words around. Stick what I told you.
I'm so sorry about what happened years ago in my bedroom. It was wrong for me to allow that to happen when you told us no. As a grown man with a daughter of my own, I know how reckless, careless, and disgusting my actions were, and I want to apologize to you for it. Menace nodded and looked at the brother. Steve, Menace leaped on the...
Boy, that is Stevie! No Steve! If you want a Steve, you go get a Steve. Ugh. The nerve for him.
On the bed, grabbed his damn head like a pillow and looked him in the face, snatching his glasses off. She don't fucking like to be called Steve. My bad. Stevie Ray. I'm sorry for my actions. I shouldn't have done that to you. It's something that bothers me till this day. And I am so happy that you have a husband who protects you like this, making me be held accountable for me and Tony's actions. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe wherever you are. You just said you want to fuck my wife? Menace asked this man the question with a straight face, and he was so confused. No, I didn't say that. Did I? He looked at all of us to make sure he wasn't tripping and didn't say what Menace was accusing. Why the fuck you worried about if she healthy, happy, and safe? Sound like you want her to me. Dude, how much time I got? He checked his watch. Not much, boss. We gotta head out. Grab the surveillance tapes and send his mother's flowers to her job, too. I never witnessed a soul leave a body until I watched both these brothers hear Menace mention their mother. Wonder, I want to apologize, too. I'm sorry for yelling at you the other day. The silent treatment been stressing me out. Talk to me, Wonder. Just not during quiet hour. I smiled as I hit end of record and slipped the phone back into my...
Not do a quiet hour. You would stick to that quiet hours, huh? I was to talk to me, but not do a quiet hours. Oh, child, this guy is a trip. But he got his routine. He got his ways.
Into my pocket. Menace threatened them once more before we left the store. No sooner than we left, they broke their ankles to lock the door behind us. As Duke headed to our next destination, I looked at my best friend. You like her, Maverick. All right, I'll have her come for therapy. Don't try and switch the subject, Mav. You like Stevie. I knew this felt right. I saw how you looked at her at the warehouse, but wasn't sure. When the bag was removed from her head, I saw how he looked at her and could tell he was smitten with her. You noticed small things about him, and being that his face was always stoic, I saw the millisecond that it slipped, and he actually took in the woman who was Stevie Ray. I yelled at her, and she been ignoring me. Don't come out her room, and she sends messages through Coral. I've been between working, home, and handling everything for the annual Case House Ball. This year, we were ditching the mask and doing an old Hollywood theme for the ball, which everyone in attendance was happy about. This year, the ball had been pushed back because of renovations on the island that were wrapping up soon. Green had been taking lead at handling things at the house, and Menace hadn't complained, so I was grateful. Why did you yell at her? She was talking so fucking much, Jeff. You know quiet hour is important. She wouldn't shut up. Shit. Quiet hour worked because you were technically single and lived alone. It doesn't work with having a soon-to-be wife that you like. Chill out on me. Why is it so hard to admit that you like her? The thief who steals grapes and the man who counts them like one another. He looked over at me. Word. She told you that she likes me? No, I have my suspicions. And those are? You took her to a cemetery to visit your dead parents and she didn't call me screaming. She matches your crazy, Mav. Whatever. Apologize to her. I know you have it in you, so make it right. We need to be focused on planning this wedding. So, that is both of you guys' tasks for the next week, okay? Yeah, if she talks to me. Figure it out. I smiled. I downed my glass of wine while Skylar stared at me. Want the whole bottle? I've had a day today. Menace apparently went to handle some unresolved issues that Stevie had with some boyfriend from high school. Tony? She raised her eyebrow as she combed a sleeping Estella's hair. They were staying the night over tonight since neither of them had school. You know about him? Honestly, it's the reason that Stevie is so scared to let someone in. One night when we were getting drunk, she broke down and told me. I don't even think she remembers telling me. I know it may sound silly since it was high. Not silly at all. They sexually assaulted her, and then she had to live with that. I would never think it sounds silly. I smiled at her. She always says she feels silly for being upset about it years later, though she doesn't think I have context on the situation. All she thinks I know is that she had a bad breakup. I have to remind her that her feelings are valid, and they deserved whatever Menace did to them. I refilled my wine glass. You don't even want to know. But he likes her. Skylar, he really likes her. She eyed me suspiciously. Stevie sat on the phone with me for an hour, talking about how she can't stand him and how she doesn't even want to marry him. He yelled at her. The fight is very much juvenile, and he doesn't like her giving him the silent treatment. I laughed. It was funny watching Mr. Silent Treatment dislike someone giving him
the same treatment you've been giving everybody else. See? You don't like it when it's getting done to you, but you could do it to everybody else. I know that's right. Get him the silent treatment to the 10th power. Exactly. I said the 10th power. Let him feel it. He actually feeling it, but whatever.
The same treatment that he often gave. Do you think these two will work? I'm trying very hard not to interfere with them. It's hard not trying to fix things for her. She's grown, and you cannot fix everything for her. If she really wanted out, I know Menace would allow her to go. He likes her that much where he would want her happy. When is the wedding? Girl, I put them on that duty. So we shall see where that goes. Skylar continued to comb her daughter's hair and looked up at me. How are you doing? You never take any downtime for you. Want to make sure you are all right. I'm taking it day by day. Jean Delgado really helped me more than she knows. God, Capri is lucky. You and Cora's trip together will allow you to recenter and get both of you on the same page. I know that's the reason Corleone is overworking himself. That man cried in my arms, Jeffy. He's just as hurt as you are. I've been selfish, only focused on me. No, you were trying to heal yourself in 3 to 5 business days. You have to allow it to happen naturally, and this trip is perfect for both of you. You've been going crazy planning this ball. She reached her hand and held mine. You being there for him probably meant everything to him. I know it did. Held on to me like he never wanted to let go. Neither of us do, Skylar. What do you want me to do? I can't risk him ever getting my daughter, Jeffy. I'm always here for the both of you. Wish you were coming too. She smiled. All I'm thinking about is the day that we see that positive pregnancy test, and then we can plan a whole string of parties. Then you right after, so they can be close in age. Skylar gave me that look. Now you doing too much. I laughed. Look, Corleone already said that he wants 2 more. I give him 1 and you give him 2, 'cause you can't tell him that Stelly isn't his daughter. You know he sent me an email saying he would take me to court for custody? As if I'm not going through court already. He is pure madness. I mean, he is Menace's best friend, and he has that Delgado blood flowing through him. Craziness all wrapped into one smart geek. And Lord, is he fine. She fanned herself, and I laughed. We both cheers and took our wine back as we got comfortable on the couch and caught up on our shows together. Skylar was my best friend, more like a sister. Our relationship meant so much to me, and even though Corleone wanted us both, we never felt like we were competing with him. He knew how to handle us both. I had been so against what he wanted, and now I only wanted to share him with Skylar. She and Estella were our missing pieces, and we couldn't do this without them. I hated when people asked questions about how we would explain it to Stella. We didn't need to explain anything other than she was loved. She had 3 people in her life who loved her and would do anything for her.
Exactly. I hate when people. Yes, I don't like that either. People so concerned about how this girl gonna be. At the end of the day, if those parents who's raising her, who love her, explains things to her, you understand. Sometimes the reason why a lot of issues, a lot of kids is growing up without knowing things is because the parents don't want to explain things to them. So they getting judged and everybody else trying to criticize and critique. If you share things and let your kids know, they be ready. They be ready. So whenever anybody outside will tell them otherwise, they can defend themselves. They can understand. You say, you know what? It is what it is. This is my situation. I'm loved. It is what it is. I know peer pressure is a big thing and everything in high school and or middle school, whatever it is, or any school level. Peer pressure is a lot. However, when you talk to the children, they will understand. Especially when they're on a little age level. You got to speak to them in their age level and what it is. But they will understand. So, and a lot of people need to mind their business. Worry about your own household. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. I'm just saying.
Our situation wasn't for everybody, and I understood that, and I didn't care at the same time. Corleone was the head of our family, and he would lead this family. If you didn't like it, then you didn't need to read our story. We were family, together. 16. Stevie Ray. He yelled at me. Actually yelled at me, like I was a child. It had been a week since he yelled at me, and I hadn't spoken to him. If I needed something, I would tell Green, and she would handle it. Every time he came in the same room as me, I quickly left. He wanted to speak to me, and every time he tried, I dismissed myself from his presence. Green told me that he had quiet time. What grown man had quiet time? As if he was Estella's age or something. How was I supposed to know he had timeout hours? Maybe he should have gotten a sign on his office. I noticed how he watched me when I ate my food, as if he wanted to shake me or something. Maybe I was way over my head with thinking I could become his wife. My father dying wasn't that bad. Maybe he could make amends with my mother and apologize. Why should I save his damn life when he never gave a damn about mine? My phone pulled me from my thoughts as I sat on the terrace off my bedroom. Hey, Cindy. Girl, are you alive? I had been keeping in contact with Alex, and it slipped my mind that I had a job and clients. It wasn't like I had that many, and since my books were closed prior to vacation, no one could book me. Hey, Cindy, I've had a lot going on, and it slipped my mind to call you. She sighed. Are you safe? Like a true big sister or aunt, she was checking to see if I was all right before she chewed me out. Yes, I am safe. Good, because when I get my hands on you, you won't be. Why in the world wouldn't you call and let me know something? Life has been crazy. No excuse, Stevie. I worry about you. I felt guilty for not telling her what was going on. I'm sorry, Cindy. How was everything at the shop? A mess, per usual. I haven't seen your friend around here either. Is her selfish ass all right? I couldn't answer for that because I didn't know how Priscilla was and hadn't asked. She had betrayed me in a way I couldn't forgive, and I didn't want to think about her. Anytime she sat on my mind for too long, I tried to think of something else. I thought that girl was my friend, and it turned out that she wasn't. She put me in a position that could have caused me to lose my life. While I worried about both of our lives, she was only focused on her own, which was so messed up. I wouldn't know. We kind of fell out. Girls' trips will do that to you. Let me tell you this. You were better off without her. She was...
Exactly. You were better off without her. Exactly.
She was jealous of you, and you may not have seen it, but everyone around you did. How? She was the one with money and all the designer clothes. How could she ever be jealous of me? Baby, money cannot buy the kind of person you are. Stevie, I know I give you mess for being so forgetful, so forgiving and kind, but you are a light, honey. There are women wanting to be their true selves, and you are that, unapologetically. I smiled. Maybe I am too much for people. Nope. You are just enough and the light everyone needs. Life is hard, and we need that light and person to remind us not to take ourselves too seriously. You are that person, my baby. When you get some time, come visit me so you can really tell me what you've been up to. Okay. Thanks, Cindy. I ended my call and stretched before going back inside my room. My stomach growled, and that's when I realized I hadn't eaten anything. Menace was home, so I knew he would be somewhere downstairs. Quickly checking myself over, I went downstairs in search for something to eat. Soon as I got downstairs, I saw him in the living room with his leg crossed at the ankle with an iPad in his hand. Good afternoon, Wonder. I looked at him, then went into the kitchen. Asshole, I mumbled, and continued into the fridge to find something.
Asshole. Fuck out of here. We ain't still in speaker terms. So I know you're trying, but you better try harder.
Something to eat. Lose that attitude before the wedding, baby. He called behind me, which caused me to abort the mission to fill my stomach and go back into the living room. What do you mean, before the wedding? I don't even want to marry you. You're forcing me to marry you. I looked at Menace as he continued to carelessly scroll on Green's iPad. Periwinkle. I'm thinking ivory and navy blue for the colors.
He ain't even paying attention. He gonna go with that wedding. He's that girl periwinkle. That's good. This is the colors for the wedding.
Shit's sexy together. Ivory is her color, 'cause I know my new bride is a virgin. She ain't been popping that pussy for nobody. He raised his eyebrow at me. You're crazy. I'm not having a wedding with people I don't know and a man I don't even like, nut job. He chuckled as he swiped on the iPad. We Belong Together by Mariah Carey as our first dance. I watched as he leaned forward, licking his thick pink lips. You see that empty spot over that fireplace? Our wedding portrait will hang there, and your sexy ass better fucking smile. Now, where do you want a honeymoon, sourpuss?
I mean, damn. Yeah, the whole this your way to talking to me about talking about the wedding stuff and getting me wrapped in? And not sourpuss. Oh, Jill.
I'm leaving. I needed to get the hell from under this roof with him, and I didn't care where I went, as long as I was away from Maverick Caselli. I went to stomp out the room and bumped into Duke. Take the jet and go wherever you want to go. I know how and where to find you, Wonder. He winked at me. Yeah, ivory and blue. Make sure my fitting is scheduled, and that nigga don't have people in the spot when I come. I'm not going on the jet. I'm going, I don't know, to the mall to sit and people watch. Menace snapped his fingers, and Duke pulled out a metal black card. Go people watch, and take your anger out on that card, baby. Dinner is at 9. He swiftly handed the iPad back to Green, who bypassed me on her way leaving the living room. Enjoy. I stared at him, feeling heat all over my body, because he was so nonchalant about it. No apologies for the way he spoke to me, and then planning a wedding like we were on good terms. Menace probably never had to apologize to anyone because he wasn't the type. People just accepted that because of who he was. Not me. I snatched the card from Duke and stomped past him to the garage. Mrs. C, where are you going? He called behind me, but I was on a mission. Soon as I entered the garage, the men smiled and greeted me. How can we help you, Mrs. C? Stevie. My name is Stevie, I blurted. Mrs. C this, Mrs. C that, and I wasn't even married to this man. Stevie, what can I help you with? A car. Not one where I have to shuffle the stick around to drive. Can you even drive? Yes.
Boy, bye. Do I have to show my license or something? Why you assuming I can't drive? What? Because I'm a woman? Because she's a woman?
He folded his arms and looked at me. Can you really? I can drive. Do you want to see proof? Actually, yeah. I dug into my back pocket and pulled out the card holder that Skylar had gotten me. See? I nearly slapped him in the face with my driver's license. He looked over at Duke and chuckled. I think we can put you in the Rolls Royce today, Mrs. C. Stevie, I corrected him. He grabbed keys from a lockbox and then came around.
Why do I want to be voices? Why all these voices? I know I say voices, but whatever. It is what it is. It's my review. Everybody want these voices. Listen, give me a nice little freaking 4-door car that is smooth and go drive me to point A, point B. I don't need all that fancy little sporty car like that. Even if I didn't have money, you won't be getting all that. Because when you start getting flashy, people start looking at you. And then they're going to start questioning. They're going to try to have a question. They're going to try looking at your finance, trying to look at things. Look at Menace. You see what happened there, right? Ugh.
Around the counter. I followed behind him as he showed me to the all-black Rolls-Royce Cullinan. As upset as I was for my argument with Menace, I was excited to get behind the wheel. Frank showed me everything I needed to know about the car, and I was behind the wheel, ready to go. Duke got in the front seat and looked over at me. I'm still not over you kidnapping me. Like I said, nothing personal. He chuckled and put his seatbelt on as I slowly pulled out the garage. I increased speed down the hill toward the bottom of the hill. You know I can go to the mall alone. Not being Menace Caselli's wife, you can't. Not his wife. Yet. I haven't decided. You decided. My head jerked in his direction.
Damn, why everybody they got all the answers for me? I'm the person who gotta do with this. But then again, it's a business arrangement. So you gotta go through with it anyway. But damn, everybody just making a decision for me? Can I do it for myself? Can I make my decision? But whatever.
What is with you men telling me what I'm thinking? You like him, just like he likes you. Silent treatment for a week and checking for when he's coming home. 'Cause I need to know not to be near him. Right. You said he likes me? I asked, almost allowing that to slip through the cracks of the conversation. Duke chuckled. I've known Menace a long time. I can tell when he tolerates people and when he likes them. Man don't go out of his way for nobody, and he has for you. How so? By telling me to shut the fuck up? Duke was clearly tickled. Nah, he knows he's wrong for that. You won't allow him to speak to you, so how is he supposed to fix it? I pressed the window on the visor, and Duke nodded to give them the okay to let us through. I don't want to speak with him. Marriage isn't any easier, Steve-O. I looked at him and smiled. Steve-O? You hollering that you're not Mrs. C yet, so Steve-O fits you. I continued to drive and put the window down to feel the breeze. Is this what my life will look like? Yeah. Menace moves a certain way because he has to, never announcing anything, just appearing places. And you? What about me? Will you follow me everywhere? Most definitely. You're going to be a Caselli. He has security on every Caselli. At least you'll know. The others don't. I gasped. Why not? Complicated. We can go to the mall, take it out on his pockets, and then hear him out, Steve-O. I know you bored with avoiding him because you made me sit and listen to some drama on the news while you finished your second Lego piece. I rolled my eyes. You spoke back and seemed pretty interested, Duke. No doubt. Don't watch much TV. But I know you wanted to talk to him about it too. He smiled at me. Nope. Stubborn. Both of you. I'm gonna leave you with this, and then we can stop and grab me a coffee. What? Menace and Maverick are two different people. Maverick had to become Menace because he didn't have a choice. Maverick was the one who brought you to his parents. He doesn't do that, which means he deemed you special, Stevie. I'm not saying his outburst was right, but hear him out and allow him to make it right. Make that nigga grovel and record it because the shit is rare.
I know that's right. When it comes to a pussy power, you can get it. You can let the man do it. You can get the man to do what you want. Let him grovel and apologize. He can be all big bag and everywhere else, but in the household with a woman that he likes, yeah, he better fall in line. Attention. Quick.
I smiled and turned the music up as we headed to the mall. This was someone who knew Menace better than me, so I needed to follow his advice and figure out how to interact with him. I did miss talking to him this week, and it was lonely hanging out in my room. He purposely kept calling Green so I didn't have no one to talk to and would be forced to talk to him. Ugh. Recommendation: If I Ever Fall in Love by Shy. No one ever told me how freeing it felt to swipe a card on anything you wanted. I went into every store possible in American Dream Mall, and I swiped that card so much I think I scratched it. Duke held my bags as I went into each store, doing more damage and not being told no. I was used to going to buy something and praying that my overdraft assist kicked in, so I didn't get that decline message. People treated you differently too, when they knew you could afford what you were looking at. I picked up things and tossed them to the sales associate and allowed them to box everything up. Duke.
And that's why you better swipe the card. He ain't a square. He just like to share. Throw a couple hundreds over here. Drop the Louis in my lap. Get you a sponsor, girl. You got your sponsor with money. Run that card up. Sure. Yelling at me. I teach you.
Duke had to make 3 trips to the truck to put my bags inside. I got Skylar and Estella something, and then I was ready to head back to the house. A shower and Chinese food was on my agenda, with one of my favorite movies. Soon as I pulled up to the gates, they did their security check and allowed us access through the gates. That was something that I couldn't get used to because I felt like I was visiting the president every time. Duke had the staff bring all my bags to my bedroom. Menace wasn't anywhere to be found when I walked through the sanitizing mist. I shrugged it off, grabbing something to drink before heading upstairs to shower. The sun was setting, and most of the staff was gone for the day. Jeffy was away with Corleone and checked in with me as much as she could. I kept telling her to focus on her vacation and not worry about me. When I made it to my bedroom, all the bags were in the closet. I grabbed some fresh pajamas from my clothes that had been washed and went to shower. I washed my hair and sang out the words to my favorite song. After moisturizing, I tossed on my pajamas set and pulled my hair into a bun before heading downstairs to order something to eat. Wonder? I heard his voice, but I didn't see him. Yes, Mitchell. He chuckled as he came into the light from the living room. Had fun at the mall? I watched as he rubbed his hands together.
And you know I did. Yeah. Hey, you know I did. I swiped that cord. Y'all looking like Mizzle. Wow, you act like you was a person. Yes, that's what I am. When I read books and stuff like that, I get enthralled in the characters. I don't care what kind of characters. I like it. Yes. So yes, I run up that motherfucking cord, and I know you saw that count. So and
Won't be fun for you when you get your credit card bill. I'll survive. I missed talking to you this past week, Wonder. I folded my arms. You told me to shut the fuck up, so I did. Now you missed talking to me.
I know you. I know that's right. You told me to shut the fuck up, and I shut the fuck up. And now you want to talk?
Oh, brother. I walked into the kitchen as he trailed behind me. His presence was so loud that I couldn't even focus on anything. I'm sorry. I continued to ignore him as I looked in the fridge for, I wasn't exactly sure. All I needed was a distraction from him, anything for me not to look him in the eyes. Staring in his eyes told me exactly what Duke had told me. I knew I wouldn't see Menace when I stared in his eyes. I would see Maverick. And I really wanted to be angry with Menace right now. I hate looking people in the eyes, but I need you to look at me, Wonder. I closed the fridge and turned to look at him. He smiled at me. I'm sorry for telling you to shut the fuck up. It was wrong of me, and I don't ever plan to speak to my future wife that way. I've said shut the fuck up to plenty of people and never felt anything after. I watched as he used one hand to touch his chest. I felt something when I said that to you. You didn't deserve that from me, Stevie. You hurt my feelings, Maverick. My stupid ass started to cry.
I know it's like you better put that fireworks out, girl. You know what I'm feeling too when you told me to shut up. I was trying to talk to you, but you did. You just hurt my feelings. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm just loving it. I'm loving it, y'all. I'm loving it.
And looked away with my arms folded. I know I talk a lot, and I've been told that my entire life. He walked closer to me and pulled me closer to him. I am so sorry, Wonder. You do talk a lot, baby, but I can find other ways to tell you to be quiet, okay? And promise to never speak to me that way again. I peered up into his eyes, and his usual hardened glare was softened as he peered back into mine. I promise to never speak to you like that again. We both stared at each other before he held my chin and placed his lips onto mine. I stood on my toes as I pushed my lips against his, and he wrapped his arms around me. Pulling away from our kiss, I continued to search his eyes. He was genuine. Wanted to do that for a little minute now. He kissed my lips again and removed a loose curl from my face. I got you this. He went into his pocket and pulled out a paintbrush. I gently grabbed it and then nearly poked myself in the eye trying to get a closer look at it. Maddie, this is a $400 paintbrush. I felt like I shouldn't have been holding it in my hands. It was too precious and too expensive for me to be holding. Walk with me real quick, Wonder. I allowed him to pull me out of the kitchen and throughout the house. I've spent my time trying to explore every inch of this home, and there were still more places to be explored. We went down the hall and then out the back door around the pool until we came to a small glass house. What is this? Pool house. He pulled me in front of him and opened the glass door. I gasped when I saw the inside. The cedar wooden floors, panel windows allowing the moonlight in, and the canvases. There were canvases of every size in here, and easels everywhere, along with different paints and paintbrushes. On the wooden table in the corner, there were 2 tabletop easels, flowers, and candles lit. Soft R&B music played in the background as I clutched the paintbrush like it was a piece of gold. I turned to look at Maverick and then back at what he had done. My words were caught in my throat, and this was one of the moments where I could shut the fuck up without being told. I kept going back from the studio that he had made for me, and then him not knowing what to embrace first. I want you to be comfortable here. And Skylar told me that painting brings out a peace inside of you that she loves and hates. Hates? I whispered. She hates the mess that you make and has warned me that you usually have paint in your hair and everywhere. I smiled. You spoke to Skylar? I did. What did she say? He shrugged. My business, Wonder. I want you to experience that peace here. Our situation isn't ideal, and we're getting to know each other. Giving someone my last name, my mother's last name, is something that I take seriously. I don't want to fuck this up, because I have a habit of fucking shit up with the people I care about. I quickly hugged him, and he surprised me when he hugged me back. Standing on my toes, I kissed his cheek and smiled. Thank you for this, Maverick. You're welcome. He stood by as he watched me run around this entire studio, taking in all the expensive art supplies he purchased for me. I touched the roll of canvas linen and looked over at him. He stood with his hands in his sweat pockets as he watched me. This is all very nice. Want to know what is even better? He cocked his head to the side. What's that? You apologizing to me. I walked over toward him. He pulled me into his arms, causing me to squeal and laugh. I don't like hurting your feelings, Wonder. It hurts my feelings. Is this another date? We're going to paint? Figured after you tried to run from me that we needed a redo. No, I enjoyed that date. Yeah? Uh-huh. Aside from the part when I thought I was going to die, I giggled as I stared up at him. We sat at the table, illuminated by the candles, and this felt perfect. Maverick messed with his hands when he was nervous. It was a little tick that I noticed about him, and right now, as we sat at this table, he was nervous, though he wouldn't show it through his emotions. Are you nervous, Mavi? Yeah. I half expected you to lie to me. He smirked. You make me nervous, Wonder. Why? 'Cause you do. I think someone has a crush on his future wife. I teased and dusted his nose with the dry paintbrush. I haven't had a crush in a long time. When was the last time you had a crush? I asked, curious to know more about him. He had been slowly piecing me together, and I didn't know anything about him. Since I was 17. Oh, a little schoolboy crush. The popular girl at school? You seemed like you were popular back in school. He wet the brush and dipped it into the gold paint and started to paint as I watched him. She was a grown-ass woman, Wonder. Wait, what? Jeffy's mom, Angelica. She's the reason that I was diagnosed and took care of me. Never made me feel different. Did everything for me. So naturally, I had a crush on her. Well, having a crush on an adult is normal. I had a crush on my 10th grade art teacher. Mr. Woodson was fine as hell, and he wasn't much older than us. Don't make me go fuck Mr. Woodson up. Are you telling me that you had a crush on Jeffy's mom? I giggled. Did she know you had a crush on her? Yeah, she took my virginity. I choked on my spit when he said,
Damn, I wasn't expecting that either. Oh, child. Now that's a little bit essay in this. That's a little bit pedophile-ish, but we'll see how that goes because older woman with a teenage boy. Mm-hmm.
said the shit so casually, as if that was normal and everyone was doing it. Wait, what? We fucked around until she met her little husband and ended shit. First and last time a woman broke my fucking heart. I couldn't focus on painting anymore because I was concerned. Mavi, she groomed you. I'm sorry. The fuck? I wanted it just as much as she did. I wasn't fucking molested or no shit like that. This was a sensitive subject because he had abandoned the paintbrush and went right into rubbing his hands on his legs. You were 17. Someone that she was supposed to care for. She was a Exactly.
But it's crazy how people these days do not feel like that's something wrong with that. It's normal. It's a rite of passage. There ain't no rite of passage. That's saying. When you start not normalizing things and start putting whatever it is, then you realize a lot of people even be messed up this day. You will get them help and let them know that that's not right.
A grown woman. I know you wanted it, but she took advantage of you. I'm not talking about this shit no more, Wonder. You making this shit weird. I promise I'm not, Mavi. You were taken advantage of. He stood up and pushed the chair away. Stop saying that shit to me. Ain't no fucking body take advantage of Menace Caselli. I remained quiet as he looked at me, clearly worked up. He stood there for a minute. Then he left me in the studio, alone. He needed a moment to process it, and I was going to give him that. Angelica was supposed to protect him, and she had a relationship with him. I didn't care about the age of consent being 17 either. That woman should have protected him. I picked up the chair that was knocked down onto the floor and looked around the studio. How could a man so sweet be so guarded? Menace was someone who had so many levels and layers to him that I was becoming dizzy trying to figure him out. The only problem I had was that I wanted to figure him out.
17.
Yeah, that was good so far. I think we're going to end here because we're going to do more of this on Sunday. And I want to watch The Traders Married to Medicine. I don't know. I don't know who was here. Maybe I was watching the background, but hope y'all enjoy it and whatnot. Let you know I like this, so you can listen to it when you're in your downtime, when you're at work, when you're cleaning up and everything, and you listen to it and let me know. Please put the comments down in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace out. Oh, I forgot. Here are the links to last week book review and the trade review of last week. And put up there. That. All right, talk to you later.